about you guys, but Disney Plus has surely been a lifesaver during this year. Hi friends, and welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Maria. Today's video is inspired by two of my Disney YouTube friends, Lidia and Kerry. They both have wonderful channels, and recently each of them did the Disney Plus tag, and it inspired me to do the same. I absolutely love Disney Plus. I mean, like any Disney fan, I was so excited when Disney announced that they were doing their very own streaming service. And it's seriously just the most magical thing ever. Having all that Disney content right at your fingertips, just it's the best. Especially this past over a year now with all the lockdowns I've been in. Disney Plus is definitely a way to add some Disney magic to my day. I figured the Disney Plus tag would be a great way to talk more about all my favorite different shows and movies and just content galore on the streaming service. So yes, it's gonna be fun. I have 10 questions to answer today for the tag, so let's get started. Question number 1 is, what was the first thing that you watched on Disney Plus? I got Disney Plus the very first day it became available in North America. I believe that day I was working at Disney Store though, so I didn't get to actually sign up for it until later in the evening. So it was already super late, and unfortunately I did not get to spend the whole day binging, but I remember on that first day, the very first thing I watched, after being overwhelmed with all the choices of course, was the very first episode of High School Musical, the musical, the series. Like I said, I was super overwhelmed with all the choices, and because it was already really late, I didn't want to start a movie, and I just couldn't decide between all the new original Disney Plus content, but I was very excited for the High School Musical series because it is my favorite DCOM. So yes, the first episode of the series was what I chose to watch for my very first thing on Disney Plus, so that was very exciting. And it's honestly still one of my favorite shows. I absolutely adore High School Musical, the series. It is such a great show. I highly recommend it. High School Musical is my favorite Disney Channel original movie. I was obsessed with it when I was younger, and I mean, I still am. And for the show, I just love all the music. I love all the characters. They're all so talented. I'm so excited for season 2. Very happy it got renewed, and it's starting in like a month or so now, so not too much longer, and I'm very excited. Question 2 is, what is your favorite thing that you've watched? I feel like this would be a hard question for people, but right away, my answer is the Imagineering story. I actually have another Disney Plus video that I've done before. It was my top 5 Disney Plus originals, and the Imagineering story was number 1 on that list. I mean, I absolutely just fell in love with it. If you haven't watched the Imagineering story yet, it is about the Walt Disney Company Imagineers who essentially create the magic of the Disney parks all across the world. It follows the story of the Imagineers in chronological order, all the way starting back to when Walt Disney first created Disneyland. I have always been so fascinated with the history of the Disney parks and the Imagineers, and I mean, the Imagineering story was just so wonderful. There was so much like heartfelt details to it. It beautifully captured the magic of the Disney parks that I call home, and I just absolutely loved it, like I said. Question 3 is, what have you watched the most? I'm definitely gonna have to say Tangled. Tangled is my favorite movie of all time, and having it on Disney Plus has just been fantastic because I have easy access all the time. Because it's my favorite, Tangled is probably the Disney movie I watch the most often, so like I said, really nice being able to have it on Disney Plus. One of my favorite memories watching it was last year for my 20th birthday when my boyfriend Josh brought over a projector and we watched it on the big screen in my garage, and that was just a really special memory. If you'd like to see more from that special birthday celebration, I did vlog it that day, so if you want to go check it out, I will tag it above. Question 4 is, what are you currently watching? Right now, I am currently watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I am a huge Marvel fan, and the show is just incredible. I loved WandaVision, and I'm loving The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, I just think it's so great that the Disney Plus series for the Marvel Cinematic Universe are really kind of diving into more of the characters that don't get a lot of screen time, of course. And a lot of them are my favorite characters. I mean, I absolutely love Bucky, and Sam is amazing as well. I think it's just so great getting to learn more about them. I also think the series has been doing a really great job handling serious issues such as racism and mental health, so it's been doing a great job. My boyfriend Josh and I have actually been watching the series each week together through the Disney Plus group watch feature, so even though we have to kind of be long distance right now because of lockdown, it's a great way for us to still be able to do something fun. As I'm filming this, there is just 1 episode left of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so I can't wait for the finale. I have a feeling it's gonna be a good one. Question 5 is, is what made you the most emotional? Going back to the Imagineering story, definitely what made me the most emotional was the first episode of the series. Like I said, the Imagineering story does follow the history of the Disney Imagineers in chronological order. So the first episode does follow the story of Walt Disney and his creation of Disneyland. And while this isn't really a spoiler because it's history, the first episode does end with Walt passing away. I am not exaggerating when I tell you guys I sobbed. I remember the first time I watched the episode, I was sitting in my living room and I just started bawling. I mean, you'll have to watch it to really understand, but it was just so beautiful. I mean, each of the cast members talked about how much Walt had made an impact on them. And I owe so much of who I am to Walt Disney. I mean, I've said it before, he gave me my dream and I wouldn't be who I am without him. Like I said, I just started sobbing and I went over to my mom and she thought something was wrong with me and I just told her about it and she just gave me a hug. And I mean, yeah, I was just very, very emotional over it. And every other time I've watched it since, it's the same. But yeah, it just hit me hard. It was really emotional, but it was a beautiful episode. Very touching. Question 6 is what has made you the most nostalgic? One of the most amazing things I think about Disney Plus is it gives you access to so many of your favorite things from your childhood. I mean, so many old movies that I hadn't thought about in years, and of course, tons of Disney Channel shows that I grew up watching. So I think for this question, I'm gonna have to go with my favorite Disney Channel shows. It's kind of hard for me to pick just one that made me feel the most nostalgic. The first series that I began binging on Disney Plus was Hannah Montana. I had so much fun rewatching that again when Disney Plus first launched. After that, I watched The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, which is another one of my favorite shows, and of course The Sweet Life on Deck right after that. I also watched Good Luck Charlie, which is super fun. I loved that show. I've also been watching Kim Possible, and that has been so much fun. So like I said, I don't really know if I can pick just one favorite of the Disney Channel series, but leave a comment down below and tell me which Disney Channel series from your childhood was your favorite, because I'm always looking for more to watch. Question 7 is, do you tend to watch more series or movies? I definitely watch more television series. I mean, as much as I love movies, I always talk about this with Josh, but I mean, movies are just so much more time consuming. Unfortunately, between work and school, I don't tend to have a lot of time to be able to sit down and watch a 2-hour movie, so I tend to just be watching a TV series, and then, I can just watch one episode or maybe an episode and a half, and I don't feel bad about pausing it. Movies, I mean, I gotta watch them start to finish, so they are a commitment. But of course, I always love a good movie night. Getting to sit down with popcorn and snacks is always just the best. So, I mean, I love movies, but I'm gonna say series. Question 8 is, what do you wish was on Disney Plus that isn't? Right away, I'm gonna say Enchanted. I absolutely love Enchanted. It was one of my favorite movies growing up, and it's still so amazing. I'm assuming that the reason why it's not on Disney Plus yet is because they're waiting to release it before the sequel that they're going to be producing. I am so excited for that. I'm pretty sure most of the original cast is coming back, so that is gonna be fantastic. So yes, as much as I can't wait to watch that, I really wish they would put Enchanted on sooner because I just want to rewatch it. Question 9 is, have you watched all the classics on Disney Plus? Not yet. So I haven't watched all of the Disney classics yet, all the really old ones that aren't as well known. I do think though it's an amazing opportunity to be able to do that on Disney Plus. Like I said, just having so much Disney content right at your fingertips is just so incredible. I know of a lot of people who during lockdown binge watched all the Disney movies in chronological order, which I thought was very cool, but definitely would take a long time. So good for you guys. Like I said, I usually don't have a ton of time to watch movies or TV, so I tend to just stick with my faves, but maybe in the summertime when I'm done school, it'll be nice just to have a full-on Disney movie marathon. Finally, question 10 is, what has been your guilty pleasure on Disney Plus? Honestly, I've thought about it and I don't really think I have a guilty pleasure. I mean, I just love all Disney content. I'm proud to be able to watch Disney content, so nothing really makes me feel guilty about it. The only thing I think I might say is, I embarrassingly jam out to all the Disney Channel theme songs, especially Kim Possible, because that is a jam. So every time I'm watching Kim Possible, I full on have a dance break to the theme song, and I'm not ashamed of that. So maybe it's not even a guilty pleasure. All the old shows just have such awesome theme songs, so I'm never gonna skip them, ever. All right, everyone, so that was the Disney Plus tag. I hope you enjoyed hearing all of my answers. Like I've said a dozen times now, Disney Plus is just such a fantastic way to bring some Disney magic into your day, so I loved getting to think more about my favorites and share them with you. Leave a comment down below and tell me your answers to some of the questions. I'd love to hear your responses. Thank you again to Lidia and Kerry for inspiring me to do this video. I'll be sure to leave a link to both their channels below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future Disney content videos. I hope you all have a magical day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!